His version of the hidden blade, perhaps. Yes! 1, 2, 3!
I'm tired of being humble. I'm tired of letting people think they got a chance. The tribal chief is head and shoulders above everybody.
Hey, guys, we're here at the locker room. This is Toxic Ring Scandal, a.k.a. KDH. Turnbuckle King here. We'll talk about why did Ricochet make the sudden switch from WWE to AEW. He will talk more about this in his interview with Chris Van Vliet. Get the likes into the locker room, and we definitely going to air some dirty laundry on this one. We know that Ricochet was last seen in June 2024 when he was last attacked by Braun Breaker on Monday Night Raw. Now, questions in the air where Ricochet was going to stay with WWE and re-sign or go elsewhere to AEW. But now we know the result of that. I know Ricochet shortly is going to really go into what made him want to leave WWE for AEW. That he has an interview that's going to come up very soon. But definitely what surprised me is that he ended up leaving.
Do you think this is kind of what you're talking about earlier with, like, when you were in WWE, you were making everybody look so good? Dolph Ziggler had a similar conversation with me about this.
I get that, yeah.
Where when you're making all of these other guys look so good, now your role ends up becoming, hey, can you go out there and sell some moves and make them look really devastating?
I mean, again, this is just from my own experiences. It's like, I don't know how many times I heard, oh yeah, do something spectacular and figure out, like a cool way to, lose. Like, figure out a spectacular way to lose is what I heard a lot. I got to figure out another spectacular way to lose. All right. You know what I'm saying? So, and again, that's why everything that I say, I try not to actually place blame, because again, at the same time, like I said on Jericho's podcast, I place all the blame on myself. Anything that I didn't achieve or I haven't achieved or I didn't get the grasp of anything, any shortcomings that I've had in my career is nobody else's fault but my fault.
Sure.
It wasn't WWE holding me down, and as much as I feel they weren't holding me down, but they did put me in a position to where I was like kind of stuck.
Do you feel like you could have stood up for yourself more?
Yes and no, because not that it doesn't matter, but again, this is AEW, this is WWE. I'm sure TNA is the same way, blah, blah, blah. But like, if they don't want to do something, or if they do want to, they're going to do it, or they're not going to do it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I think after so long of like kind of pitching an idea or doing something and then seeing how it goes, for me, I'm not really a confrontational person. All right, now I'm just going to do whatever needs to be done, do what's asked of me, show that I'm a ball player, show that I can take direction, so that I can, fight my battles for sure, fight my little battles that I need. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to be the one going in every week talking, trying to get my spot. I'm not going to be the one trying to catch them as they're talking. It's just not my thing. You put the work in, you show that you can put the work in, you show that you can level up, you show that you can evolve, you show that you can deliver when the opportunities are presented, and then you hopefully from that just continue to get bigger and bigger and bigger opportunities. But and sometimes, again, it takes time. Some people, it does take time. Again, people are in the WWE for 20, 30 years. So I get that. I totally understand that. And I get, but at the same time, I feel like, again, AEW it's a little different, but in WWE, when I am doing springboard 450s to the outside on the announce table, or I'm doing like jumping off of something, or I'm doing a lot of stuff that really nobody is doing, it's like, why can't I get, not even why, again, I blame myself, but it's like, why can't I just win this match? Why can't I, you know what I mean? Like,
So Ricochet explained why he left WWE. Now, he said any faults he took blame for, he took accountability for, but he did say that the WWE left him in a tight spot, meaning he could not elevate any more than he could before. He didn't think he could go any further in his career. Seemed like to me he wanted to be in the main event or upper mid-card, whatever the case may be. But it's definitely interesting to see that Ricochet has moved on to AEW and also make appearances in Japan as well. So we'll definitely see more of what Ricochet had to say with Chris Van Vliet in his interview. And he's definitely going to go into more depth and explain how his meeting went with Tony Khan when he first talked to the owner and founder of All Elite Wrestling.
You probably had a lot of offers, a lot of opportunities. You could go pretty much anywhere you want. What made AEW the right call?
Honestly, I went and had a talk with Tony. I went and I flew to Chicago and I had a talk with Tony. And we sat and we talked for hours. We talked about wrestling. Honestly, I don't even think we talked about business. If I'm being honest with you, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think we sat down and talked about figures and story and what I'm going to character stuff. I really think we just talked about wrestling for like 3 or 4 hours. And I think honestly, maybe after that, I was like, man, that was fun. That was cool. That was so cool. Like, because I felt like a fan again, just sitting and talking. So maybe that had a lot to do with it. But I mean, obviously I got mad homies over there. Ospreay was over there. Chuck Taylor's over there. You know, a lot of people are over there that I had mad connections with. And like I said, I think I said it on Jericho's podcast, like when I really sat and thought about the time when I was having the most fun in my career, I was hanging out with all those guys over there. I was traveling the world with those guys over there. And I think that had a lot to do with it too, just trying to, again, find that spark, find that fun, and I knew they would give me the opportunities to just try stuff, and AEW would give me the opportunity to go out there, and whether it's talking or in a match or backstage or whatever, they're just gonna give me the opportunity to try something. And it might work, it might not, but at least they're gonna let me try. And I think for me, so far, I've enjoyed everything.
All right, we heard both parts of the interview, why he left WWE and why he went to AEW. Ricochet, I believe he was not comfortable with his position in the company. It could have been money issues, or maybe he's promised a title run from Tony Khan. Well, we'll see what happens. Good luck to Ricochet. I hope he finds what he's looking for, but it's still a loss to lose him in WWE. However, WWE always bounce back and have more talent on the back burner in case one talent decides to leave. But I believe he left for money and more opportunity and to be home more with Samantha Irvin and their kids. So that's what I believe about this situation. But that's all I have for why did Ricochet make the sudden switch. You guys let me know what you think of the whole situation here. Should he have left or should he have stayed with WWE? Click the links below.